34. Advice to youth. After dining at a restaurant, many foreigners will ask the waitress for a doggy bag so that they can take the leftovers home. But we Koreans do not do this, no matter how expensive the meal may be. To us, asking for the leftovers seems a bit awkward, and we cannot bring ourselves to do it, as if in some way it was going to reflect badly on us. We are afraid that others might think that we are either very poor or very cheap. But what does it mean to foreigners? Does it mean that they are cheapskates, that they are poor? Is it something that will reflect badly on them? It seems to me that we are too hung up on exterior impressions. We like to put up fronts. People who do not know much like to pretend they are scholarly, and people with little to spare often throw money around just to impress others. A lot of us sacrifice inner beauty for outer appearance. We think we have to talk big to impress others, and a lot of us, with nothing on the inside, flaunt the exterior. We call it fancy outside, empty inside. But I hope that young people will not fall for this type of behavior. Do not waste your lives by selling your exterior. Youth is the time of life when you have to devote yourself to inner development. Real worth and real style cannot come from your exterior. They are things that have to come from within. Exterior style is frivolity, but real style that comes from within is lofty. And such subtle style is eternal. An empty water wheel is quite noisy, but a full one is quiet and has no need for noise. Young people are sensitive by nature, and because of this sensitivity, it is easy to fall into this trap of living for and by exterior impressions. That is why a lot of singers and actors wind up competing with one another in clothing. Many young people are attracted to entertainers through their flamboyant tea packaging. This then leads to fads, and eventually to gossip about the entertainers without their even knowing it. I am not saying that it is bad to like certain songs or certain stars, but youth is a very important time of life. Too short a period to waste on fleeting fads. I really think that youth is the time of life when you devote yourself to developing inner strength and style. Our first project is Sudan was the presidential guest house, and it was to be built right across from the presidential mansion. The Sudanese government was not particularly interested in dealing with us, perhaps because North Korea was already building a youth center in Sudan. In addition, the Sudanese government had diplomatic relations with North Korea, but not with South Korea. Overall, we were in a difficult position. I felt, however, that if we let this opportunity go by, we would never be able to enter the Sudanese market. I made up my mind to work my way rather than talk my way into the market. Why? Because I believe that a single action is much more impressive than unlimited talk. So we worked on the guest house around the clock. And no doubt those night lights did not go unnoticed across the street at the presidential mansion. We worked like mad and we finished way ahead of schedule. The president probably compared our work with that of the North Koreans, and we greatly impressed him with both our progress and our technology. So we opened the door to both diplomatic and trade relations with Sudan. Talk is not the most powerful method of persuasion. Talk is important, and you have to be able to impress others with your thoughts. But actions really move people. Talk can fail, but actions know no failure. If you really want someone to believe you and to believe in you, then you have to act sincerely and convincingly. Great inner strength also signifies real ability. The people we really need in this world are not the ones who stand around looking good. We need people with real abilities. They may not brag and boast, but they are greatly welcomed wherever they go. People do not really believe those who live by their packaging and have no abilities. 35. The world is yours. I first became aware of the great importance of technological development when we took over the Korea heavy industry in 1976. Since technological development would determine the success of the company, I decided to send some people to MAN of Germany for technical training. At Daewoo, we already had a technical license agreement with MAN, so I selected 12 managers and assistant managers, all engineering graduates, for foreign training. However, there was resistance to this, particularly from those in charge of production. They felt that the loss of 12 key personnel would seriously affect productivity. They were, of course, sincerely concerned for the company, but I felt that it was necessary to think of long-term benefits rather than short-term priorities. I felt that we could not steer the company into the future without technological development, so I convinced the people that short-term deprivations were actually an investment in long-term growth. When the 12 engineers returned from Germany after a year, the production personnel could see that I had been right. The technology that the engineers had absorbed during the year brought our standards up by at least 5 years. Above all, you have to be future-oriented. There are people who are fixed on the past, who always are saying, in the old days, I used to. Those people are blinded by the past and have no vision of the future. Being fixated on the past or satisfied with the comforts of today deprives you of visions for tomorrow. A frog in a well has no comprehension of the vastness of the world around him. The higher the mountain you climb, the broader the vista. The higher a bird flies, the broader and more expansive the world. Getting out to see this immense world broadens your vision and helps you to overcome vision and helps you to overcome selfishness and egocentricity. From the very start, the world was my focal point. While the domestic market is limited, the international market is limitless. I made Daewoo grow by removing borders and barriers to that limitless market. From the beginning, we gave preferential hiring to those who were willing to challenge the world, who wanted to create a new world, and who were internationally oriented because they represented the Daewoo spirit.